say 16-10 in favor of Mercenaries. Would you care to take a prediction as well?
I gotta say, I think it could be even worse than that for the HellRaisers. You never know which HellRaiser is going to show up.
Exactly.
But online, it's tough for them. So I think it's going to be tough for HellRaisers to get anything better than that.
Yeah, I think you might be right. After we see them get absolutely wrecked, yes, by Virtus.pro, it looked like they didn't arrive yesterday. But here we go. It looks like we actually are going into the knife round now. So I know we're not going to cast the knife round play-by-play as such, but this is quite important, I think, especially when the team like Mercenary do want to get a good start to this. We know they're not as potentially as prepared as HellRaisers are, just because we know they're such a new team. It would be great for them just to get a CT start and get the momentum in their favour, just to get a good, decent scoreline posted to kind of set themselves a target.
Now, talking through that French scene, those top 15, because you're right, we're not going to cast this. Who would be your pick of the 5? If you got 15 players in France that are forming 3 great teams,
yeah,
who would you pick?
It's difficult. It depends. Like, if I wanted to create like a dream team,
the Galacticos, I guess.
For me, it'd be something along the lines of, I think you have Kenny S and QLE. Kind of, I like to have the dual AWP set up in my team, so I'd have those two as the AWPers, Scream as my point man, and then I'd probably have shox in there, and then Existence leading the guys. So it'd be like a kind of a quite nice hybrid mix of the lineups, but I think it would work quite nicely.
No MBK, you hate the
I don't hate
this man in Counter-Strike.
There's no hate. I love that guy, but it's just if you put me on the spot.
I'll tell him.
He's probably watching.
Right, let's get this underway. It was the HellRaisers who got the CT side following the pistol round. Following the knife round. There we go. And it will be SmithZz that we're on board with. And what a hit! Jumping around the corner, drops a headshot on Dosia, but that is then equalized out by Markelov's hit onto Happy. We should talk about Markelov shortly as Kucher delivers one back onto SmithZz. On the other side, it is commentator's curse striking Markelov, who's been down, and we're onto it. 3-on-3 with a bomb quickly rushed in there, and NBK planting it. Reinforcements next to him in the shape of Kyo, who's right next to him, but shox is taking damage as well. Got himself the first kill. Now we'll come in for the second as the returning HellRaisers come in to raise hell. It's Kucher that's got himself the frag onto Kiyoshima, but the 2 guns are stronger than 1. And the Mercenaries pick up the pistol. Yeah, interesting to see the Julies come out in such a big game. I know it is a viable gun, but for me, just getting the Glock armor is a much safer option. But that's going to be a very important round for Mercenaries. Getting the pistol, although it is favoured in the T's advantage slightly, just because they can kind of just group up like they did, do something very fast, get the first pick. SmithZz got a great opening frag there. We've seen him play really well yesterday, especially. So I think in this new lineup, he's feeling a lot more comfortable. It's good to note as well, since the update of CSGO, a lot less teams are actually picking up the CZs like they were recently. So like normally on this round we'd see all five members of CT have the CZ75 and kind of stack a bomb site and normally win the rounds. Now we can see it's all kind of more P250s, and we've got one CZ there, but like I think this is kind of good for CSGO. I think we'll see rounds going the way they should be. We'll see like T's, people on anti-ecos actually winning the anti-ecos a lot more frequently. Because purist, you.
Well, that's what I just feel like it. Unless you should have to like fight for your eco victory. You shouldn't be just kind of gifted one because you have the very cheap CZ gun in your hand. But we can see here Mercenaries approaching this round very methodically, kind of working together. This is the most important thing about anti-ecos. You've just got to stay together, get frag for frag, and make sure that you're kind of your teammates are with you. Use the buddy system, as I like to call it. Make sure just make sure that's what normally happens. You see these top teams kind of get a bit carried away and kind of die by themselves, and there's no one to return the frag, and that's how ecos are lost, or anti-ecos are lost, sorry. So here we can go. They've opened out the fragging now. They know they've pulled the CZs to the apart a little bit, and this should be quite an easy round from us.
NBK and no buddies of the 3 HRs that they've just dropped. One returned, NBK down, but it's not going to stop them getting bombed. Second frag comes in. Happy gets dropped. Is he going to go for a third? No. And that will be HellRaisers getting some kills on the board, but second round going the way of the Mercenaries. So let's talk about Markelov, the big, one of the biggest names from the end of 1.6.
Absolutely.
But and still has that talent in his locker somewhere, but he doesn't find it consistently enough for his fans.
I think in 2013 he found some great form there, and I think in this new HellRaisers lineup, I think he's yet to rediscover or unearth himself from this new way, the new method of the game. I'd love to see HellRaisers. I think there's such a talented lineup. I just don't think they've kind of gelled as much as they would like to just as of yet. So it'd be great to see them. I think this tournament, the FACEIT tournament, is perfect for them. You've got like all these top teams and regular games every week, so it'd be great to see them kind of find some form in this. But yeah, after yesterday's performance, it's hard to have a lot of faith in them after just seeing they just really didn't turn up at all. So I'd like them to turn this around. Obviously, looks like they're going to go down to 3-0 here. They need to kind of start getting some rounds on the board and get back into this. But yeah, I think this could be their year as well. I think 2014.
The HellRaisers?
Yeah, I think like they've got the players in their arsenal. They just need to make sure they can kind of stick together and make sure they don't have a French moment and everything just falls apart and everyone reshuffles again. I think they need to stay with the lineup they've got.
Big call. Sticking with the CIS scene at Gamescom, I was chatting with Zero Gravity, the CEO of Navi.
Yes.
And he said he sees in Seized now what he saw in Markelov at the very beginning. Finish off the round. And yeah, so Zero Gravity was saying that Seized will be the next Markelov. He's got the instinct, and now he's just getting the game sense that's going to follow up.
Well, there you go. Well, that's a nice little tangent we went off there. So let's jump back in. I've got the
first gun round.
The first gun round. This is where the game really begins, and it'll be interesting to see what HellRaisers have to offer here. Like most teams will do quite an aggressive round in the first gun round, kind of just set the tone for the game, like kind of show they're the more dominant side on the map. But let's see what happens here. You can see the CTs have Molotov down and actually forcing Mercenaries to fall back and kind of evaluate what's going on.
Double Molotov on the banana walkway that holds them both back from one another, as now it'll be NBK to lead the charge up mid. And has reinforcements as well, but as he comes around the corner, Markelov pre-shoots a few shots and warns NBK back. Dosia going to do the same, and NBK's down to 42 points of health as he gazes longingly at that A-bomb site. Wanting in, but getting no closer. His nades will try to open up. Double frags coming in from HR. Markelov gets himself the first. Dosia follows up, and Mercenaries have lost both NBK and Kiyoshima, leaving just 3 on 5. First frag from SmithZz, as it'll be Dosia sat in the pit, waiting for that smoke that just blocks him off. He's going to have to move if he wants to hold that position. SmithZz waiting for a rotation from B, but the first player's already come over there. They're going to pull that bomb back in the shape of Happy, and in fact, that position from SmithZz is not for a rotation from B, it's to stop the rotation from A, and it will come if he's patient. And 2-on-1 going into that B site. And now you see it, it's kucher who looks to cover every corner and gets the frag onto SmithZz. Awesome play from kucher. Drops the headshot. Was as methodical as you want. Covered every nook and cranny. And as the bomb goes down, AdreN tries to pick himself up a frag onto the carrier. Then the second frag from shox. Oh, he's going to go in alone. Picks up a hat-trick of frags, and the Mercenaries have suddenly seen their round stolen from their grasp. And it's now just Dosia 1-on-2 to poke in. Take on Happy first at the back of the bomb site. shox is happy to lay in wait because he'll show himself when the time's right. Dosia knows now that the clock is too far against him.
Wow.
He will escape. It'll be 4-0 to the Mercenaries.
Yeah, that was all about shox there, wasn't it? 5-on-3 situation. Very defensive control play from HellRaisers to start with there. And it looks like they had that round tied up, especially when they managed to get that frag onto SmithZz, who was holding the CT spawn area so nicely. Once he got taken down, I thought that was it, but shox just showing why he is one of the world's best players right now. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from him. 3 great shots. Really did win his team that round there, and that's going to be very pivotal as they take the first gun round and their 4th of the game, and it's going to knock HellRaisers onto a pretty forced by here. I know Dosia saved an M4 last round, but we've got a PT50s on the rest of the team, and this is going to be a round they want to try and win here. Going down 5-0 on the CT side of Inferno is not good news in anyone's book.
And the HellRaisers just lost Dosia, who was carrying that gun from the last round. Markelov has raced in to pick up that M4, but it's cost him 70 points of health as well. And a point to push out on this round that, having not died in those opening 4 rounds, shox has bank. Little risk for the Mercenaries at this point. B site. No commitment yet from the Mercenary side. They simply charged up, looked for a kill, and then they make the decision if they got one, which they did. Well, regroup and try and keep AdreN occupied up at B as they get ready to make their push in towards A. And they successfully baited 3 players over towards that B site. Kucher, he's in trouble, and he now suddenly spies the smoke coming in on A. But that's not where the bomb's going. will sound the alarm. But HellRaisers have moved Markelov all the way over towards that B site, and he's smart enough to know that he's going to have incoming. He's got a huge role to play here. First frag comes in. NBK avenges the death of Smith. Markelov now to see action hit on that B site. Pops up on top, finds him first. And, oh, you would have put your house on him finishing off the second there. Still standing with just 4 points of health. He's the last man up on 3 players here. All of whom have relatively low health. He could maybe strike it lucky. First frag. Oh, can't go any further, but Markelov getting the job done just about.
Yeah, that was very close. It looked like Mercenaries, they actually faked towards the B bomb site there. They smoked out and held the CTs at that bomb site perfectly, and they kind of went back towards A, and then I think they kind of overcooked it a little bit. I think they thought too much about it, tried to go back towards B for like kind of pincered the bomb site where all the CTs were waiting, and ran into that, that horrible stack there, and it could have gone either way there. All the Ts were very low, and yeah, could have gone either way. So I think Mercenaries are quite lucky to get away with that one. The time was running out, but here we go. It looks like a very fast round coming in from Mercenaries.
Kucher picks up the first frag, Smith goes down, and now it'll be shox looking to charge on up and avenge. Big opportunity this for the HellRaisers, having picked up that opening frag onto Smith, who will be on board with shox, who falls back. Shox still sitting pretty. And I think your point on that end of the last round before we jump into this is frag from NBK. Markelov, the pest of the last round, finally dispatched. They were just 3 seconds, the clock had 3 seconds left, so had he picked up that frag, he used the timer brilliantly. Yeah,
he got himself in a nice smoke grenade. I think he had the right idea, he just wasn't able to get out of that smoke in time to find his player. Had he have found it, obviously, it would have been a different story and he could have salvaged that round. But here we go then, we've got a 3-on-4 situation. Mercenaries are heading over to that B-bomb side.
Smoke's in at the top of Banana, and AdreN will be the man to see action with Dosia get himself the frag on Happy. The remaining 2 players in Kyo and shox are going to have to lead the charge in. What can AdreN do? And, he sits deep. Not going to happen for AdreN. First frag is going to come out from onto Kiyoshima. shox gets 1 and 2. He doesn't want to lose that 100% record. He still hasn't. Oh, he has died, sorry. I was going to get excited. But now as he comes around that corner, straight in the face from Kucher. And that'll be 5-1 as counting fails me. 5-1 to the Mercenary side, and HellRaisers on the board.
Yeah, so that was a big round from HellRaisers. Definitely one they needed to read. They needed to win. They invested heavily with the open kucher there, and he managed to pick up a lovely shot there towards the end. If he had not landed that shot, I think that would have been another clutch going in favour of shox. You can see he's currently sat on 10 frags after 6 rounds. It's pretty impressive stuff from him. He really is going for it tonight. And it'll be interesting to see whether Mercenaries pick up an AWP themselves. They actually haven't opted to, so it looks like HellRaisers will just be able to kind of just the main idea of Inferno is kind of make sure you move the AWP around almost every round. You kind of go middle, banana, apps, kind of just trying to get that one pick and keep the T's guessing and making them not allowed to have a look into the round essentially.
Now on the flip side of things, AdreN 0 for 6. He's the B man. The bomb's gone down on B 2-3 times.
Yeah.
He just hasn't gotten in the game. Hasn't gotten going.
Well, to be fair, like after you lost the pistol, you had two EK rounds to deal with, and then the first gun round, if they didn't go towards B, like there's not really much you can do. You could be dying on rotations and stuff like that. I think that there's still more to come. I think there's another twist to the tail of this half. I don't think this is going to be such an easy ride for Mercenaries from now on. I think HellRaisers, after getting that first round, it's kind of blew the cobwebs out a little bit, and they'll kind of find their form now. They seem to find a couple of rounds in a row, and I think they'll be able to build upon this.
B push coming in from NBK and led by Kiyoshima. 5 players have edged their way up the banana.
Perfect smoke coming down there. It's going to delay the T's quite a lot. They're going to have to commit to this, I think.
They roll that hard 6 and lead the charge in. First shooting is done blindly. And the HellRaisers will lose their first man. It's Kiyoshima that goes down. Happy will follow suit. Bomb is rushed in. The third frag. Oh, not going to come. Smith gets one on the board. There is AdreN, who gets his first frag of the game. Looking for his second. Was he going to get it? It's shox that's still standing. shox gets that kill. Can he deliver another 1-on-3? As he has Kucher, Markelov, and Dosia to go. First man's Kucher. And like a magnet, that crosshair struck down on his head. Second, oh, the flash comes in right as he was ready to pull the trigger. No, he still got the kill onto Markelov. And now it's 1-on-1 with the bomb ticking ever louder. He's going to get this one. Can you believe it? shox gets a hat trick and scares away the 4th with his evil smile. And Mercenaries get their 6th round on the board.
He's just too sick, this guy. Like anytime he's alive, teams, especially HellRaisers, they didn't approach that clutch in the right way. They had a 3-on-1 situation, and they were still coming in one by one. I know the other players were rotating there, but the guy playing in Ruins should have just waited for his teammates to kind of pincer it together and make sure they're accessing. What just happened there? Someone just stabbed his teammate in the back. That's a nice little move.
Wow.
Cheers for that, mate. 35 HP before 39 HP before the round even starts. What a great start. Sorry about that. We're not like distracting a little bit. But there we go. shox doing like another huge move there, and it looks like it goes from bad to worse as AdreN and Angel do go down in the hands of them.
Yeah, I don't want to translate what was said on their comms at that point, but it wouldn't have been friendly.
Good lord, I haven't seen that in years. Oh, excellent stuff.
Dosia in on B is going to be the first man to see Kirill, who just charges in towards the side, looks around every corner, and Dosia says, yeah, you're not better than that, pops his head around the corner, and dispatches of NBK. Dosia says, shox, anything you can do, I can only try to do as well. Markelov just down by Happy, and Dosia is going to have to deliver an ace if he wants to salvage this round for the HellRaisers. Charges over towards that A site, has one hell of a mountain to climb. SmithZz, Happy, and shox ready to do their business, and it'll be shox versus Dosia. shox is having none of that, son. And that'll be 7-1. And the Mercenaries have recovered from that 1-round loss and looking pretty good.
Well, yeah, this is going from bad to worse for HellRaisers. I think I might have been a bit optimistic when I called that.
But I like optimism.
Well, this is
it.
Yeah, well, this is it. Now they're looking down the barrel of a massive EK, potentially a double EK, and you can see them sat on $1,600 there. They can't even afford to get any utilities at all. It's all going to be USPs and USPs. It's going to be this round is pretty much unwinnable. Don't want to put it down there too much. There's no chance of getting into this one. As long as Mercenaries actually just play their game properly and don't do anything too silly by running one by one, they'll be fine.
So we've gone from 2 levels of shoutcasting. At 5-1, you were predicting twists in the tails and more rounds to come. At 7-1, yeah, they can't win this. Might as well give up.
I think it was that knife in the back. I think that was quite poetic. I think they just said exactly what's going on in their communications right now. So you're happy there, kind of making quite light work of Markelov there. And I just don't see HellRaisers getting back into this one. It is 7-1 down on the CT side of Inferno. This should be the scoreline for the CTs. This should be the key looking to get back into this game. It's too far gone now for HellRaisers. Exactly what we saw yesterday. They've got too deep into a rut, but
2 frags in for the HellRaisers, or 3 frags in. 2 frags in for the HellRaisers. They now have an AWP and an AK, and may be able to make something of this. Dosia going to go no further though as NBK gets it, and Kucher with that AWP will go 1-on-3, and they know exactly where he is, and he knows where the bomb is. That's his one saving grace. That smoke will force him out, and he will lose sight of the bomb, which will be raced in towards the A site with some 15 seconds left to go. Kucher is out of trouble, but go no further, and Happy drops him, and it is 8-1.
Yeah, relatively decent eco for them, managing to take up 2 frags. Could have potentially saved the AWP and the AK there. Obviously, they got themselves in too much of a dangerous position to do that. But we can see now that's the half lost for HellRaisers now. That's 8-1. So they have to win the rest of the rounds now without a shadow of a doubt. They need to make sure they get 7 rounds on the board if they want to have a chance, and then the pistol in the second half, just to even give them the kind of looking into this game. It looks like this is running away from them. I don't think Mercenaries are done yet, especially the way shox is playing. It looks like he really has turned up to do some serious damage tonight, and he really is.
On board with the right shox. Come to party.
Yeah, he seems really comfortable in this new lineup. He really has found his form. We saw towards the end of CSS and early CSGO. I think he really has found his footing in this team. So it'll be interesting to see how this team develops and whether he can keep this form up.
Dosia drops back. Shot gets rattled off towards him, and so 5 guns on the HellRaisers side this time around, and Kucher has bided his time, goes for the first, and Happy quickly picks him off, and that was a decision. Do you wait to see if more come?
Yeah, I think it's always one of those things, hindsight is a great thing. You always think when you see a player, oh, I should have waited, but you never know. He could have checked as well. So he managed to headshot Happy as he was going, so that looks like this round is another one going in favour of Mercenaries. It's going to be a 2-on-4 situation now.
Picked off, and the HellRaisers side are now going to have to take on a bomb plant with a 2-on-4 after plant. They'll try and save those weapons. AdreN will fall out, And Kiyashima gets dropped, and we'll go back to 2 men on B, and this will become 9-1 to the French side, who will be looking for an organization to pick them up. Any takers that you think of?
Well, it seems like most of the big players have kind of already chosen their team, isn't it? I'm sure someone will come to. Maybe Very Games will be coming back. Who knows?
I mean, I doubt it.
could happen. They're still going on there in some capacity.
I think. I mean, if you look at a French organization, you've probably got the likes of Millennium.
Yes, it's true.
Could make a move. Or then you go for one of the big international ones.
Well, who would you predict? You must have some sort of inside gossip. I believe you're good friends with NBK.
I've got all the inside gossip. I can tell you exactly who they're signing with and when. No idea. On this one, I mean, everyone is, you know, whenever you get a...
well, we saw BST being picked up by, I don't want to say officially, but Epsilon seems to be showing a lot of interest. I don't think it's been announced right now, but it seems like I think all these French teams will find homes quite comfortably. I don't think there's any doubt in that. I think they've just probably got offers on the table they're looking to pick up now. But as we say that, it looks like NBK has been taken down by AdreN, and this could be the second round for our HellRaisers now. Shox
having none of it. Your romance, I am not interested.
There we go.
Pushes in, gets himself the kill. Look at those stats. 16 frags. He's just an absolute monster. He
really is.
Isn't here to play. He's here to kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is just how I felt when I used to play against him. There's nothing you can do when he gets in this kind of...
This isn't a game.
Yeah, this isn't even fun anymore.
But big frags coming in there, and AdreN will help himself to one more, and the B push just didn't work. What went wrong there?
Running through the smoke. I think we saw Mercenary do this a couple of times in this game, and like they got away with it the first time when shox got the big clutch off. But if a team can use their smoke grenades and their Molotovs effectively, like it can be so devastating, especially if you learn how to run the time down effectively. So that's what HellRaisers did there. They forced the clock to run down and put the smoke down at the correct times. You saw Mercenaries try to push through it, but you just have no vision whatsoever. You've got about 2 or 3 seconds of just having nothing on your screen while the CTs have 3 frags, and that's what HellRaisers did there very well. So they want to make sure they get the rest of these rounds now. We can see quite fast at the game. Incredible headshot. Markelov shuts him down though.
What a hit that was onto Dosia. Markelov, though, joins the fun. Just himself the kill, and now it'll be SmithZz and pushing to the site. Kyo just dropping headshots for fun as kucher comes running around the side. AdreN now looking to get in. Can't finish off his breakfast, and it was, I think it was Kyo who was racing away there that got tagged but didn't get fragged. And bomb planted, and there will be NBK to pick up the final frag. And with it again, winning 1 round in 4 is only resetting the money system against the HellRaisers side.
Yeah, so you can see that the money's not horrific, but we got players on $1,600. They've gone for a force buy here, so they're going to have AdreN on a pistol and head armor, and the rest of them, like Pharmacies, like this is the round they need to win now. They've opted to not eco here. They've gone for the force buy, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. It's going to be very difficult, especially CT with no smoke. They've got 3 smoke grenades with no grenades and flashbangs to hold off the Ts. You're just setting yourself up for a round loss, really, in my opinion, especially when Mercenaries are hitting shots that they are. You need to be able to stop their advance and make sure they don't have any opportunities to see you. So this could be a very difficult round for HellRaisers to win. I think they're going to have to do some quite audacious play, getting out there and getting the frags for themselves. Can't wait for them to come to them now.
Molotov got tossed in towards B. No bait taken from the HellRaisers side. 4 players stacked up in A, and bomb committed in mid as the Mercenaries look for an opening. Maybe it'll be SmithZz who sees it first. Markelov just up the stairs. Shox will be the person to find him. Gets that first frag. Second man, I think, is Dosia in the house. He's been there all game long. And we'll see whether it's there. They haven't flushed out.
Let's get his toes back.
First man. And it'll be SmithZz who comes around the corner. And now kucher shows himself. 1-2 for kucher. Kyo gets into the second. And I think NBK and SmithZz were a little aghast that there was still a man alive after that Molotov. Now Dosia and Angel got the first kills to find. They're up against, or the last kills to find. They're up against 3 players. It's shox who's hunting down Dosia. No, not Dosia. He will go and drops him down to just 3 points of health. shox down to 32 himself, but doesn't matter. Frag comes in. And bomb is planted. Goes to the last man standing is dropped. And despite those 2 frags from kucher, which spread optimism into the round for HellRaisers, it wasn't to be.
Yeah, that was quite, well, I think that was quite a lucky round from him. I think Mercenaries they obviously have got set pieces here, and that was a proper take from them. I think someone just fluffed their lines a little bit when they threw the Molotov not quite deep enough. This meant kucher could just about survive without losing any damage there. They just kind of assumed no one was there. So he managed to pick up 2 nice frags. They could have turned that round around. That sounded a bit weird, but yeah, it could have really good story, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. And it's going to push HellRaisers onto another eco, and I think this one, to be a pessimist, but I think this one might be over for HellRaisers. You can't go to the rounds.
11-2, about to become 12-2. Kucher and Markelov, last 2 standing, and well, 2 days in a row you've seen the HellRaisers take spanking.
Yes, absolutely. This is pretty much a carbon copy of yesterday, but on a different map. It just feels like they just haven't turned up whatsoever. They've been making a lot of mistakes. Not the rotations haven't been good enough. The clutch play and the 3-on-1 situations and stuff has just been sloppy for me. I think they need to go back to the drawing board. They're not doing anything like creative at all. They're just kind of very static as CTs. They're not pushing down. They're not taking any dominance on the map.
But you started the cast saying this could be their year.
I wish it would be. I think they've got work to do. Is what I'm saying. Like this, like I believe in them. I think they've got the players. They've got the skill there. They just need someone to kind of address the strat book a little bit and make sure they kind of. I think they need to erase what they've got so far and just work with the players and kind of adapt the play style to what's actually currently going on in CSGO. It seems like they're just so static right now. They're not getting any intel whatsoever on the map. They're playing so defensively that they can't predict where the rotations need to be directed to. And so as we say that, though, this looks like the 3rd round they will be picking up, but as I said before, it's going to be too little too late, I'm afraid.
It could be the HellRaisers year starting right now.
The comeback of the century, yeah.
On the 2nd of September, with only 4 months left of the year. Hey.
Okay, then.
It could happen. Shox is a man that very much can in a situation like this. With him still alive, you don't know whether you've won or lost a round until it's absolutely over. But kucher maneuvered himself all the way around. He is saying the other attack is coming up banana whether you like it or not. So that's exactly where it's coming. Now Shox is down, and now you know the round really is over.
There it is.
12-3 is the halftime score. An excellent first half from the Mercenaries. For the HellRaisers side, not so much. And
to be fair to HellRaisers, like we know this map was available to both teams like throughout the week, so obviously HellRaisers, all their stuff is online and all that they do. Mercenaries being a new team is very hard to predict and watch their movements in previous games because there isn't any. So
you're digging deep there. Really digging deep.
I'm trying to salvage some sort of narrative to this tale and see what we can get from it. But here it's a very big pistol round indeed, and Dosia will be opening up the frag.
First frag comes in. SmithZz is picked off, and let's see whether kucher can continue. NBK not having any of it, gets himself 1 and levels it back up at 4-4 before getting himself that 2nd frag onto Dosia, and that leaves the HellRaisers with a man disadvantage and actually little to no damage done onto either of Kyoshima and NBK in that exchange. As they push in. NBK though this time with a bullet between the eyes. AdreN charging on forward, looks to down to the shox there, and will do so. Happy returns the favor, only to lose out. And that leaves Kyoshima 1-on-2. The bomb about to go down in on that A site. Can he stop it? No, he can't. And they're both ready for him. Kyoshima gets the first good hit. Now can he follow up with a second? It's Markelov with 29 points of health. But on the reload, Kyoshima is dropped. And that will be a pistol round to HellRaisers, and the opportunity to build that narrative. The comeback of the century might just be on. I
think it is. I can feel it. Like they look quite strong there. That pistol, like although we always say it's quite T biased on the T pistol, but the fact they got that nice opening frag, got the bomb down as well, it's going to help towards the economy. You can see an interesting buy from kucher there. The MP7 coming out. I haven't seen that been brought in quite a while. Quite famously the worst SMG probably in the game, especially when you're going up against CTs who will be buying head armor, as you can see there. The MP7 is basically a spud gun right now. I don't really see what he's going to do with that, but what do I know? Let's see what he's obviously got something up his sleeve with it.
As a purist, you could guess that you wouldn't like that.
I'm old school, can I say.
NBK sat waiting. The HR attack is lined up and ready to move on to the A site. It's Markelov who looks to clear out the apartment with the help of Angel, and the two of them will edge their way towards that balcony where NBK is waiting for them. Or it'll be Dosia with the bomb to his right. His eyes gazing up at the banana walkway, but no, he's going to rejoin the assault onto... No, he's not. They're going to double back, and no commitment because no frags. They don't know a great deal about the Mercenary side, who is sat very deep at the moment.
Yeah, this is bad news, and the time is running out. They know the next move has to be their last one, and this is the situation you don't want to put yourself in when you're on a UK.
Here we go. The push is coming now, as they charge it towards that A site. 2 to the right, 2, 3 to the left, as they will see shox getting dropped by AdreN's headshot. And now Dosia joins the party. Can he get the frag in? Yes, he can. Drop Smith. But the Mercenaries have got themselves 3 big frags. Happy tries to get in before Markelov picks him out. 2 on 2. NBK and Kyrshima in the pit, and coming from CT spawn side. And they do get that first frag. Markelov, though, a lot of health and a gun, will go up against the remaining 2. Kyrshima has picked up that AK, though. And NBK will dispatch with the headshot. And no sooner was Henry G getting excited about the 4th round in the year of the HellRaisers that was about to rain down upon us, have the French people said no.
That was just an abomination from HellRaisers. I hate to say it. Like, the fact they just waited so long, gave themselves 30 seconds to execute on a bomb site, it's just not how you approach CSGO anti-egos. You need to, right now, what people are doing, you need to have one player who keeps a pistol in hand and he's acting as a scout. You kind of work out where the stack is. What's going on? Why has this happened again? Are they trolling us? What's going on? Why is it trend on 28 HP? Good lord. Sorry. Yeah, so this is bad news for HellRaisers all over, to be honest. And they really need to step their game up. Like those kind of rounds, there's no excuse. They're all experienced players. They know how to play CSGO. And the fact they execute on bomb sites with rifles onto a stack of CTs with 20 seconds remaining. And we can see Dosia getting a nice little assist there on the ground. And another nice stab in the back. It's going to be another nice clean up of Mercenary here. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. It's making us quite a lot by seeing those knives in the back and spawn.
Well, 14-4. And, I mean, it is almost game, set, and match for Mercenaries. The HellRaisers have bought up 20k's worth of weapons here, and they're going to make a fight of it.
They got the bomb down, so there's money available, obviously, but we can see Mercenaries playing a very smart game here. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something quite aggressive here, but they've got the FAMASs in hand. They know they need to knock the AKs out of the hands of yeah, here we go. You can see Mercenaries actually going for a more aggressive tactic now. They just want to, they know they're not as well equipped as the T, so they just want to get that first frag and fall back. That's the aim of their game this round. Dominance on the bomb, so kind of making sure the T's have no access to the map.
See that deep defense, exactly how we saw them play on the pistol round the Mercenary side. Sit deep, give away absolutely nothing, and force an attack when the time is running out. Work for them then. We'll see Dosia sat deep, waiting to make a commitment on the bomb, as they will retreat. And I think push B, charging down that B walkway was one player, but he's quickly retreated, and NBK's been dropped as he went peeking, and Markelov picks him off. And the bomb will edge its way up banana walkway. Kyrshima is there waiting for them, and as he waits, here he goes. Oh, pushed back straight away, and now we'll retreat into that bomb site with a missed flash there. Is
20 seconds remaining still.
Here we go, Kyrshima and friend to his left will try to hold on. It's Happy that's there. Happy's the only one getting frags here, though, and his FAMAS will go no further. AdreN and Kucher with both frags, and it's a 2-on-4 with SmithZz and shox deciding they will play no part in this and hold back at A. But it'll be the 5th round for the HellRaisers.
Yeah, they're slowly clawing their way back into this, like, a couple of rounds every now and then, but like when you're 14-5 down on his T side of Inferno, like especially I think the Mercenaries should be fine for a bye next round as well. They're kind of stuck with FAMASs. Yeah, you can see the money is not too bad at all. You can see shox and SmithZz, shox and Kyrshima actually on 5k each. That will go out quite nicely. Next round they should be able to force another bye. quite easily a safety run as well, so money's not going to be a problem for them. So I think the next round will probably take us to match point unless HellRaisers have something quite special up their sleeve. Let's see what they can do. It'll be interesting to see whether we can get an AWP into play. Actually, I think we did just see one there. NBK taking it? No, SmithZz will be taking the AWP. We saw him yesterday. He was so dominant with an AWP. It was great to see him kind of roll back the years and take that kind of role as a primary AWP on the team. So it'll be interesting to see where he's going to go with it. Looks like he's going to up towards the B bomb side this time. Maybe going for looks like more of a defensive setup though. Won't be going for that initial frag. He'll just be kind of be using it as a more backseat AWP, as it were, kind of waiting for the T's to come to him.
I reckon if NBK and shox is playing on the A site in a very passive CT side.
Well, I think this round they've opted for 3 towards B, so they basically just want to get information and fall back and stay alive. They don't want to face too much and then die, and then it's a 1-on-4 situation on the A bomb side. So they're kind of just trying to get intel and kind of get the others over as quickly as possible before they die. But we can see quite a tentative round here from HellRaisers, kind of just feeling out the map a little bit.
2 players pushed up banana still with that bomb, but as the bomb retreats, there is 1 player left up there. I think it's Kucher who's the furthest towards B for the HellRaisers side. Rest will now all maneuver towards A, and that AWP with SmithZz has moved over there as well. Now here will come that assault. As the nades come in, NBK will see action, and Markelov will down him. And Markelov has gotten the better of NBK for the past few rounds. In fact, SmithZz and shox do return with frags of their own. And now it'll be shox sat next to that bomb, waiting to hold off. SmithZz has been dropped. shox is taking shots from the left. He's going nowhere, and the bomb will be recovered shortly by, I think, Markelov. And that leaves Happy and Kia to try and save something. Oh, Happy's going nowhere. And Kiyashima now will have to do it all on his lonesome. Collects the AWP and says, you know what? I've had enough.
It's smart play from him though. They've got 14 rounds on the ball. So many rounds to play with here. Just keeping the AWP and making sure they can use their next round. Just have 1 player on AWP, get over the SmithZz, so he gets the opening pick, and you have some PT50s on the map. There's no reason why you can't win the next round, to be honest. So good play from him. It's good to see teams not getting too carried away and trying to go for those big frag moving moments. Actually just playing a little bit smarter. Damage the economy of HellRaisers as well. But you can manage to save this, it won't be too bad at all for Mercenaries. But as we say, it's a big round for HellRaisers. They actually managed to execute quite nice into the site. Again, not leaving himself enough time to say that because he does take down Kiyashima. And we can see this will potentially be an eco for Mercenaries. I think they don't want to force too much here. I don't like to see teams, when they have this kind of advantage, throw it away by kind of just trying to close out so quickly. You should just wait for your opportunity to strike.
Send their players, as our observer DDK quickly circles over towards that B site and stack 4 players up there. And HellRaisers, in no rush though, will leave the bomb in mid. And so from here, the HellRaisers side are going to go on with another big defeat. But for the Mercenaries, they'll be looking onwards and upwards. Yeah, absolutely. Like after beating Dignitas yesterday, like we said, it was a weak Dignitas side, but this is just great confidence boosters for them. It's showing the lineup is working. Big scalps here, like Dignitas and HellRaisers in 2 days isn't bad at all, isn't it? Those are the top 10 teams getting taken down, and it just shows that this team has a very bright future, I believe. And I believe this is the best of the new French lineups. I think this is the one to watch for me. I just think it's a great chemistry, a great combination of fraggers and tactics being brought together, and they seem very strong right now. We saw them on Dust 2 yesterday. They looked like they played the map perfectly, and it seems today they approached the T side against a slightly sloppy HellRaiser team, but it seems like they know exactly what they're doing. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how this team develops. But can you say against this team, I didn't see the game against Dignitas yesterday, but can you say against this team, any of 1 month ago's Titan, LDLC, or Epsilon wouldn't equally have dispatched against this HellRaisers? Yeah, I think you might be right, but I just think it's just in terms of like the mindset of this new lineup, especially when you have this kind of like new team syndrome, and you kind of everyone's like really keen, everyone's really happy to be there, they want to prove themselves. I think this will be very beneficial to the team, like just taking down these kind of level of players here, just seeing like actually destroying them as well. I think it's just going to help them out immensely, and be one of the teams that will actually stick together. I think like if you're one of these new lineups who gets wrecked in these kind of leagues and you think, oh, is this worth it? Is it worth me committing to this before we find an org? It'd be quite easy for me to step out right now, sort of thing. So it's great for them, and I think this will be tied up quite shortly. Like you can see HellRaisers kind of making the scoreline a little bit more respectable, but ultimately I think they're delaying the inevitable here. Interesting decision from Titan. They had to back one of the horses.
Yeah,
and this wasn't the one they backed.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, especially when you've got so many of the big names from the Titan lineup being brought together in this team. It's difficult. Like, and especially like you said, it's 15 top players there. You can only have 5 of them, so I'm sure they'd have loved to. There's so many things we don't know what happened in that split. Like, we don't know exactly. No one's really come out and said exactly what happened. So I wouldn't like to speculate on why they picked up the team they did, but I don't think anyone ever knows. It's quite a secretive community. It's not like the UK team where everything's out there and everyone knows exactly who got backstabbed and stuff like that. But there we go.
That's why they're doing what they're doing. Anyway, doing as well as they're doing. Anyway, as the Mercenary side look to close this game out. They are 2 rounds away from victory, and well, from 7-1, Henry G called. The HellRaisers had no route back into this, and we've thus far been proved largely right. Let's see if they can finish off the job.
I think we called this to be about a 16-10 victory in favour of Mercenaries. So it looks like it's going to be that sort of scoreline. But like we said, in CSGO, nothing's ever over until it's actually over. You see HellRaisers making execution now.
Here we go, Markelov charging around the corner, and again gets the better of NBK. NBK must be glad to see the back of him, as AdreN will come through. The push is charging in towards A, and the bomb was being planted. It is being planted. This comes in with a frag on the Dosia. 2 frags onto the Mercenaries as Happy finally takes down AdreN. They are running out of HellRaisers. Markelov, last man standing, 1 on 2, but the 2 have but 54 points of health. It's Markelov that they have to find, and as he sits in the pit waiting, he will see the first man in Kystaubayev, who isn't able to delay him. Markelov gets the second, and that'll be the round for the HellRaisers, and the 2 against the 1 didn't really play that one quite right.
No, like, to be fair, like, they didn't have the HP to play with at all there. Like, I think they had the right idea, bait the defuse there and have one player kind of try to flush him out. If they have had more HP to work with there, they could have kind of worked together and gelled a bit more. But yeah, you can't get away from Markelov there. Great clutch from him. It's going to be a big round, obviously. He's going to delay Mercenaries taking his victory and perhaps keep his team alive and see what they can do here. There's going to be another eco coming towards Mercenary now. We see shox picking up the Mag 7. Oh, God, a huge shot there. And that might be very important indeed now.
Big hit from Kirill. Markelov, of his, I think he's got 14 kills. I'd say 50% of those must have been on NBK.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been hunting him out this game.
On board with him. Not Markelov's best friend. Let's see whether his P250 can bond with the former Navi superstar. Happy over at B. We'll see action shortly. As kucher and AdreN lead the push.
They really want to make sure they don't run the timeout here. If they're going to execute on this side, do it now and make sure you give yourself some time to work out what's going on.
NBK will push out, and the charge is now coming straight in towards B. Happy has sounded the alarm, the smoke is in, and the HellRaisers side to try to clear out every corner that they can. NBK is racing up the walkway. They have managed to get at least close to that side, if not close to frag. Markelov gets himself first. AdreN will then drop down, and that'll be Mercenary saying, you know what, we got 5 men very close to that B site, but we got no men. HellRaisers will pick up their, well, waiting to call it their 9th round, but frags from Kirill and shox show that they're not quite finished yet. Kirill can try to come in and finish it off, but in not picking up that frag, he has essentially condemned them all. But Markelov did get dropped, and it was a full elimination. They will get the bomb blow, and that will be more money in the bank for the HellRaisers, but 5 frags, and close but no cigar for the Mercenaries.
Yeah, managing to get down all 5 players in that kind of situation is obviously very important indeed. It's not going to affect the economy too much for HellRaisers. They've won so many rounds in a row now. They've actually got about 10k sat on Markelov there. But now we can see a change of pace for Mercenaries. They've got that ult back out. We know how powerful Smith can be, and it looks like he's going for more of a defensive playstyle this time. This is good. There's more dynamic. Hopefully, we should better pick that opening frag, but he just smoked out there. He has to go back to the drawing board this time, but it should be quite interesting to see how that pans out for him.
We ask our observer just to follow Smith. Smith is the anchor man in this role. He's the one that's going to command all the information for them. So
making the entries as well, opening up the map for them, and kind of he'll be able to decide from that point on from his own play. It's quite a nice role.
But the apartments is where the opening fire is from. There's NBK sat in his customary position. Smith trying to hit that shot onto AdreN, doesn't. Then AdreN will pound him out, but no, Smith gets away just. Shox will push in towards the smoke where fire is coming. And he isn't going to get any further than that as Shox has gone quiet, so has the scoreboard for the Mercenary side. AdreN will down Smith, and HellRaisers are charging in towards this A site. And I tell you what, at 5-1 down, a wise Henry G said, there are more twists and turns in this game yet to come. Little did we know he was right.
Well, this is why I'm here. I know these guys are all top-tier players. I know you tried to call me out and say I was wrong, but here we go. It looks like it might be another eco on cards. We saw that Mercenary didn't actually have any head armor that round. It suggests their money is not in a very good situation right now. And it's no kills actually made from the Mercenary team there, so it'd be a clean sweep for HellRaisers if they play this post-plan properly. They really do want to get the guns off the Mercs though, just because they know the economy is low. They've seen they haven't had full utility last down, so they can get these last 2 rifles off them. Very important factor. They might be able to stay alive, and they do, but you can see the money situation isn't great. They can probably force a buy, squeeze one out here, but it won't be ideal in any sense.
Yeah, we've talked very positively about the Mercenary side, but let's talk somewhat negatively. Smith's in that round, and with the AWP in general, hasn't been effective in it at all.
Yeah, so he went for defensive play the first time he had it. In that round, he went for the aggressive face and middle, but it just seems like he's not been given any opportunity to actually make any frags there. I think he needs to be a bit more, even more aggressive than he has been. Kind of maybe instead of going to middle of that spawn, go to balcony and try to get that opening frag. If you just want to close this game out, go for the pick they won't expect. Going for a middle pick's quite an obvious position, to be honest. Like, I think you want to be mixing your game up a little bit more. Maybe even get it to Kara Banana. Just kind of doing something a bit more aggressive to kind of show why you picked that all up. Because otherwise, you're just waiting and then the choke. It's very hard to get given any inches or any pixels to kind of make some shots onto. As we saw there, HellRaisers completely flashed him off and it's completely flushed him out, as it were, and he wasn't able to do anything at all.
NBK not really offering that much variation in his play on there, and it hasn't worked for him. Markelov's got the better of him, but see what he could do differently, and that's probably a sign of a young team. NBK doesn't have a repertoire of 10 positions that he's going to play on balcony. And
yeah, well, the A-bomb side is all about chemistry and playing off your teammates and making sure you've all got angles covered. As soon as something happens, you can fall back and kind of get yourself in a different situation. It looks like HellRaisers will be executing that. There'll be a little fake on the A-bomb side.
As Angel escapes, it's Markelov that is the deepest man. He was looking for someone flanking around the back. That hasn't happened, and now AdreN will lead the charge in towards the B site as he hops over the Molotov painfully. In fact, the Molotov has a lot of damage. He's going to rush into Gordon to get that spot. Markelov gets the first. The Mercenaries have picked up 3, now 4 frags, and Smith reminds us exactly what he's capable of, and that will be 15 rounds to 10 for the Mercenary side. And once again, when we get excited about the HellRaisers, they then lose the next round.
Yeah, it's like again, they're running the clock down every single time. Like you saw, they had 3 seconds left on the clock when they started planting. Like it just seems like they're trying to be too clever here. They're pinning the fakes down and kind of making sure that they try to sell some sort of story to them on the other bomb side. But then they get back to Banana, it's just too late. And they got the bomb down just about, but at what cost? Everyone died before they even had a chance to do a post-plant setup.
5 match points for the Mercenary side. See whether this is to be the end. Kucher's picked up the AWP. Dosia to lead the charge back in. And let's see, as Stack comes in, Kucher is lying in wait for them to come his way. And will be Smith's up on mid to sit slightly deeper this time. It was his action in on B in the last one that ended the HellRaisers romance. Here we see NBK back in his favorite position. Loves that balcony. Yep. Just wants a glass of wine. Sit up there.
In the sun.
Yeah. Why do you guys have to come and shoot me?
You see here the time running down yet again for HellRaisers. They really do need to get their skates on, and they don't want to be left in a 3-second situation. They've got some intel on the CT to actually push down B bomb side there.
Nothing from the HellRaisers. They've seen so little. Mercenary with Kyo charging down. He gets himself the fragment with AdreN. Then the return is in as SmithZz is flushed out by that incendiary and push them back. Markelov now charging around towards day. Gets himself a headshot through the smoke under Happy as NBK now out of his favorite position, but still lethal. Finally avenges those frags of Markelov with one of his own. And Angel comes charging in towards that side, and it'll be a first frag for him. shox goes down. Make that 2. And now it's 3-on-1. Kiyashima is going to hold on to that AWP. It'll be now 15-11. Still again, Kiyashima misses his hit. Has to go for the second. Isn't going to get that one either. Finally at the third. Bite of the cherry. Dispatches of kucher. And we'll now look for Dosia. But HellRaisers not dead and buried, and shown reason for why they should be, why your optimism is there. They've got the players like Markelov who can hit just phenomenal frags when he's when he wants to.
Absolutely. Angel picking up 3 of his own as well. Kyo actually being able to save the auto as well. Like, it's going to be very important for them. You see the money isn't great here. This is the round they want to close out now. If they lose the next one, it's going to get a little bit scary for them. They just want to make sure they can close this one out. We see kucher actually pick up an AWP of his own. It'll be interesting to see what their plan is for that. Will they be going for an aggressive pick in some of the apps? And we've got SmithZz here now picking up the AWP himself. And he looks like he is actually opting to go towards that mid area. Will he be going for something a little bit more aggressive?
Let's follow SmithZz and see what he can do. As certainly see him rattling off a shot through the apartment, down towards backfiring in towards the smoke and retreating towards the A site, but he's going to fall back to his kind of default position on mid. Molotov is just tossed into the stairwell from apartments. Kiyashima will look for action coming from B. The bomb is uncommitted. NBK is back to the balcony, sat in the rocking chair, got a glass of vino. Brought a buddy this time. Old friend Markelov will come around the corner any second. As NBK gets himself the frag. Wayne AdreN has been down. NBK drops to claim himself the second frag. Can he add to his tally? Markelov hasn't shown himself just yet. And it's Dosia in on the bomb site, and and NBK unable to do anything about it this time. Flash comes in. As NBK turns around, he's looking for Dosia. Find him. I think the last man out. Only Markelov left standing now as kucher and Dosia have both been dispatched. Markelov comes charging around the corner. NBK will get him, and that will be the game and the match. 4 frags for NBK as he says, "This is my balcony, stop coming here." And that will be the HellRaisers side getting one more round than was predicted, but still, yes, as suggested, it was the Mercenaries who dispatched of the Ukrainian side. Your closing thoughts on that game?
I think like HellRaisers just arrived too late to the game. Like, they lost the first half 12-3, I think it was, and it's just like, although they showed a very promising T half, it just wasn't enough left in the tank. They needed to set themselves a nicer target to go to on the CT side, and unfortunately for them, they did show some heart and some character, but it's just, for me, that the scoreline doesn't show how much of a big loss that was for them. They kind of got absolutely destroyed in the first half, and I think they'll be very disappointed at that.
Well, that's just match 1. We have got 3 more huge games coming your way for the rest of the evening, so stick with us here, and we'll be back with more action after this.